review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is the founder and CEO of Hey Tony. No other than Mr. Matt Diamante.
Hi, how's it going?
Fabulous, fabulous, Mr. Matt, because you are on Book 101 review. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Oh, hell yeah. So my name's Matt Diamante. I run a digital marketing agency called Hey Tony, and I post content every day on social media to help small business owners understand how to do SEO and social media and marketing themselves.
Indeed, Mr. Matt Diamante. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world and for sure your company itself. So let's talk about executive leadership. How do you define executive leadership and how it different from a general leadership?
I've never really had to answer that question before. So it's very much as a business owner, you're kind of figuring things out as you go along. Right? You have an idea for a business, or maybe you accidentally start a business because you had too many clients. That's my case. And as you grow, as you hire your first employee, as you hire your second, third, and then get more clients, and you hire four, five, six, we're up to about 15 team members right now. And once you get to that point, it's there's a lot that you have to learn. There's a lot of mistakes that you make along the way, a lot that you have to learn. Uh, so executive leadership, I don't know. It just you have to lead by doing.
Indeed, by leadership, to be a leader itself. What core values guide your leadership at the
So
executive level?
so the core values that I have for myself and for my team is number one, work life balance. Right? We are not necessarily defined by what we do for work as who we are as a person. So that's the number one thing I make sure that the team knows is if you don't have good work life balance, if you hate your life, if this job is bringing you down, then it's not for you. But I work really hard to make this a workplace where people are really enjoying their time. They have time to live life outside of work. So we work a 4-day work week. We take Wednesdays off. We actually close down for like a week and a half over the holidays. So towards the end of the year, we close down for a week and a half, which is not too uncommon. And we also do a middle of the year, I think it's like July, early July, late June. We usually do a week off, right? So I close down the company for an entire week so that people can go, whether if they want to go on vacation, if they want to just sit at home and do nothing, they want to go camping, go to the park, walk their dog, I don't care. Um, they have that additional week that is mandatory. Everybody is off, in addition to their regular paid time off.
Mr. Matt, what are the top qualities you believe every executive leader must possess?
I mean, humility makes like if you mess up, like you need to be able to one own it and to fix it, right? Learn from it. That's the
Yes,
biggest one.
totally agree with you. And don't afraid to commit mistake, people,
Yep.
because you will learn from it. And let's talk about decision making and strategy. How do you approach making high stakes decision under pressure?
Um don't like so actually I used to run a company, this is years ago, and I had about six other business partners, and at the time I had to make a couple decisions that I didn't feel good about, that in my gut I knew it was the wrong thing to do. So I actually have framed behind me here, behind the camera, the shares that I had for that company. We actually had physical shares printed out. So when I have to make a big decision, I look and say, is this something that I'm going to regret? Is this something, am I
Hmm.
doing this just for the money? Is it going to make my life more difficult? Is my work life balance going to be skewed because of this?
Hmm. So, Mr. Matt, what role does data versus intuition play in your leadership strategy?
It's all data. Like, you have to look at the data, especially when you're working with clients. If you are not getting, if you're not getting them results, if the data is not saying something positive, then you're not doing a good job, right? You need to
Yes.
constantly look at the data. And like intuition, in some cases, it makes sense. Like right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world, especially in the United States. There's, there's tariffs, there's the stock market crashing and then going up and then crashing and then going, like, people don't know what to do. So I actually just talked to a client today who was like, well, we didn't get any sales last week. And I'm like, well, what's going on in the world? He's like, well, we had to add that we have to charge people tariffs. We had to add that to our website now. And I'm like, that's a big thing, right? So there's like
Yes.
a little bit of, you have to have a feel for what's going on in the world, but then also follow the numbers. Like if the numbers aren't going in the right direction, you have to figure out why.
Follow the number indeed of people. And how do you ensure your leadership decision reflect long-term sustainability, not just a short-term wins?
Um, you don't want to make decisions based on, it's almost like a quick rich scheme, right? If it sounds too good to be true, probably don't do it, right? You want
Mm.
to you want to
Yes.
you want to make a choice where you're going to have to put in the work and you're going to have to be consistent with that in order to see results. Because if somebody just says, hey, here's this like secret way to do, to get these results or to achieve this goal, it's going to cost you $50,000, and you're like, wow, that's great. For $50,000 I can make $5 million. Like, that, those deals don't exist. So don't do that.
Don't do it for sure. And let's talk about people and culture. What's your philosophy on building high performing executive teams?
Um, so right now, my staff, or my team, I should say, isn't that large. I don't know, like, if I would really even consider anybody on my team an executive. Like, we have people who are like more in the managerial roles, but not necessarily in the executive side of things. So I can't really answer that.
But anyway, Mr. Matt, how do you align your personal leadership style with the company's mission and vision?
Well, so the company's vision is really to help as many small business owners show up higher on Google as possible so that they can grow their businesses. So we are helping small businesses grow. And in doing so, we are helping them create jobs. We're helping them put more money back into their local communities. Um, so when we're talking about leadership, that is where I live. That is where I thrive, right? I am constantly talking about and reinforcing that the work that we're doing is impacting not only the business owners' lives, but their communities as well.
How do you foster a culture of accountability and trust within your leadership circle?
So, not just with the like leadership on the team, but everybody on the team, you have to give them the ability to do the work and trust that they're going to do it, right? They have to know that you trust that they're going to do a good job, because if they know you trust them, they are more likely to maybe take extra steps or take that extra time, to have a better product. But it all starts with the hiring process and the interviewing process. If you can find people who align with you, align with your vision, align with your thoughts, you are more likely going to find those people that you can just say, hey, here's the assignment, here's all the training that you need, go and do this. And they will, you can trust that they'll get it done.
Indeed. Is this your website,
This
Mr.
is.
Matt? Hey, Tony. Nice. Amazing website. And How do you handle conflict or misalignment within the executive team?
Um, I don't really deal with that very much on my team. It's if there is any kind of conflict, like it's like let's have a conversation. It's never, oh, they said this and they said this, so you're right or you're wrong, or you're going to be reprimanded in some way. It's not like that at all. It's we're all human beings. We should be rational. Let's have a conversation about it. What's going on?
So let's talk about the personal growth and reflection. What daily habits or routines help you lead effectively as a CEO?
Oh my god, I have the worst habits. Um, I've been trying to wake up earlier and go to the gym, but I hurt my back, so I haven't been to the gym in about a month. And then I hurt my shoulder, so it's been a little bit longer than that. Um, but just eating healthy, having good food, getting out for some exercise, doing walks. My wife is the one who actually makes sure that I get up off this chair multiple times a day, go outside, take the dogs for a walk around the block, um, and yeah, that's basically it. But and also have like I do other things outside of work as well. I guess some hobbies, playing video games or playing guitar or doing Lego. I don't know, but really,
Mm.
it's tough because I really do love what I do for work. So that has become a hobby as well, which sometimes like there's no like perfect balance, right? Anybody who sits there and tells you, oh, this is going to like, this is how you can be successful if you follow this exact, um, I don't know, schedule every single day. Like there's no way anybody's following the exact same schedule every single day. Things come up. Some days, uh, you know, maybe you're sick, maybe you feel depressed, maybe you just want to lay in bed all day, right? So uh it's showing up as consistently as you possibly can.
How do you stay grounded to avoid burnout in a high stakes role?
It's really tough to do. I think I know what to do. Take breaks, don't work all the time. Yet it still happens to me over and over again where it'll be like, maybe once a month or once every couple months I will just be like, you know what, I'm burnt out. I can't do this. I've been working too hard, even if I haven't been working necessarily all the hours that I would normally. I'm not taking breaks.
So, Mr. Matt, as the founder of Hey Tony, what will be your short term and long term goals?
Short term goals: release the book that I'm currently editing. That is a short term goal. Actually, I have a couple other short term goals. Let's just go over a couple of those. So, one of my goals this year was to hire somebody on the team without doing the interviews myself. Because up until this point, I've been a small business owner. I'm still a small business owner, but I've been the primary person reaching out to find candidates, interviewing them, looking at their resumes, having a second interview, doing all that kind of stuff, and then making the decision myself. So one of my goals this year was to have my team do that, right? So as the team grows, as they learn more, as they take on additional roles, they are able to find people and they know kind of what they should be looking for, probably a little bit better than I am actually. Um, so that is one of the goals: hire somebody without doing all the interview process myself. Another one of the goals is to get clients without doing any of the process myself. And I'm not saying that because I don't want to talk to clients or anything like that, but I spend my days making content. So making Instagram reels, TikToks, YouTube videos, doing live streams, all this kind of stuff. So I if I continue to do all of those live streams, I don't have time to do all the discovery calls and all this kind of stuff. And there are people who are a lot better at answering these questions than me. So I've passed that off, and I this is it's just a brand new thing. So that one of those short term goals is to get a client without ever meeting them. Right? Have somebody pay me money, not me, pay the agency money, and we start getting on work, and it goes into the machine. Right?
Good luck. Yes, good luck to your goals, Mr. Matt,
Yeah.
and hoping for more and more success. to Hey Tony. And can you recommend a book that empowers you to be the CEO and founder of Hey Tony?
Oh my God, there's so many books that I could recommend. Um, I'm just looking over at my bookshelf there. So there's a great book about having, I don't even know how to go all in on your team. It's called All In. I believe it's Mike McAllowitz. Yeah, All In by Mike McAllowitz is really, really great. Um, it's about it's about so much, but it's about fostering a culture and I guess a community within your team, where you are making sure that people feel appreciated. Right? It's going all in on your team.
Interesting. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
People, please do read it. Recommended by Mr. Matt Diamante. And Mr. Matt, what role does self awareness play in executive leadership success?
I feel like you need to be very self-aware, and at times I am not. And we could all get caught up in what we're doing with our jobs and in our head. But when it really comes down to it, you have to have some kind of awareness to ensure that you are not stepping on anybody's toes necessarily, and that you are being a team player, right? It's really easy
Yes.
to command a room or to take over a conversation. So if you can ha- have enough awareness not to do that, which sometimes I still don't, then I think you'll go a lot further.
Mr. Matt, what has been your biggest leadership challenge and what did teach you?
My biggest leadership challenge has definitely been to let go, because I started this business. I was doing all the work. I was writing the content. I was publishing the blog posts. I was updating the plugins. I was doing all of that kind of stuff on my client sites. And early on in my career, or in my career and running my business, um, it was very difficult to let go of the reins and say, you know what, somebody else can do it better than me. Because the biggest concern is always, okay, well, are they going to do a good job? This client hired me, they trusted me, but now I'm hiring somebody else and they're going to go work on this. So letting go of the reins and trusting somebody else to do a great job is probably one of the hardest parts, or was one of the hardest parts. Now it's easy, right? I have people on the team who I know do a good job. Well, I know do not just a good job, a great job, a better job than I could have ever done. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of business owners don't really recognize or know, is that there's somebody better than you at specific things. They might not be able to do everything that you can do, but there are definitely people who are better content writers or video editors, or you know Excel, whatever you want, whatever you want to say. There's somebody who's better suited for that role than you possibly are.
Yes, indeed. Hire a better than you for
Yep.
sure. And to wrap up our discussion today, or before we wrap up our discussion for today, Mr. Matt, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, my other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and of course my book 101 review in its fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, as well as my comedy and my food 101 is in fifth season as well, geography 101 and love letters are in third season, and my baby podcast mental health 101 and movie 101 review and music 101 is in its fourth season. So please do listen my other podcast wherever you listen your podcast. So Mr. Matt, if you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring CEO, what would it be?
Have patience and humility. That'll get you really far.
Definitely. Mr. Matt Diamante. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world, and hoping for more and more and more success to your company itself. And my applause is late, but anyway, thank you so much again. And I hope and one day you will come back and let's talk about your upcoming book. What is the
Absolutely.
title of
I don't
your?
know yet. I don't.
You don't know
I
yet.
changed the title. I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Awesome. Oh, probably one of a business book, or how do you categorize it?
It's going to be the only book you will ever need to read to know everything about SEO and showing up higher on
Nice.
Google.
Nice, nice, nice. And looking forward for that. And you are most welcome to come back and let's promote your book to the world. So
Yeah, let's do it.
can you please invite our listeners to support Hey Tony, Mr. Matt? Can you please invite our listeners?
Oh, what do you mean invite your listeners?
Yes, to support your Hey Tony, your company itself.
Yeah, if you want to reach out, you can find me at heytony.ca, or you could just follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, any of the platforms where people post content. I am there, and I'm posting free advice every single day.
Yes, wherever Hey Tony, you can see it everywhere. All social media. Yes, people, let's support Mr. Matt Diamante because if you support him, more and more and more empowering business to come, and for sure, more and more empowering SEO books to come. So, Mr. Matt, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.